in Jackson County, I really appreciated their approach to manufacturing focus. In their early college focused on manufacturing. I think in Northwest Ottawa County we have a large number of manufacturers that are having trouble filling that pipeline. So we're trying to figure out how do we change the script and the story to show kids that this is a successful career and a path that you could take. In Oakland County, they're doing some more of that career exploration and immersion, starting in elementary schools and really holding fairs and things like that to get families engaged with the different types of career and technical work that can be done. We have a large skills gap in our community, and manufacturers getting workers in the door at that, not lower level necessarily, but that skilled trade gap. And so as I do these tours and kind of get a feel for what's going on in the state, what the hot jobs trends are at the state level, and kind of where our state's identifying gaps, I'm constantly thinking of ways to engage the youth and high school students that are maybe going to alternative school in our community or know they're not going off to a 4-year degree. Really working to look at how we can best support them, and if it's getting them certified, getting them tools to finish their certification, things like that. We're not there yet, but those are kind of the things that I'm looking at. How do we support those that are going to be living in our community and directly contributing pretty immediately post high school? I'd be curious to see where across the state those are actually really in need hot jobs. I see welding, electricians, healthcare workers as needs for the west side of Michigan and where I'm at, but I'd be curious to dig deeper into kind of the overall scope. Yeah, I think it's really important for funders to know what other communities are doing, especially on a state level. What works in one community works in one community, but I think it's important to know what others are doing and know where your allies and your resources are and where your think tanks are and who's doing what really well. And everyone wants a chance to showcase what they're doing to important players in the state and their communities. So I was really just hoping to get a feel for where our state's at. I would hesitate to say that I'm surprised, but in the demographics of students that are attending the career, the CTE schools, it wasn't largely diverse, and I think that that's something that should matter to funders, and that we should be able to use our experience, our expertise, our trusted voice to kind of help flip that script and say, well, it's not just for these kids, it's not vocational training anymore. There's the state curriculum is embedded into the programming and education that our CTE students are getting. So I think that we can really embrace that and share that story through our work. There was one student who had said during the tours, I don't like school, school wasn't my thing, I came here, I want to be an underwater welder, and school is my thing now, this is my thing. So how do we find that just right fit for our students and know that there's not one best path, that we need to make sure that we're able to find the best fit for each student and help them succeed. And I think that resonated throughout all 3 of the site visits, and that's ultimately what this is doing. We know that certain things are not for certain people, and that's okay. But how do we continue to share that knowledge and share those experiences to draw in some of those kids that might think that CTE is not for them? For me, my one concern, I didn't have really any major concerns walking away, but it's really that awareness piece and that getting more students involved in that, and how do we do that? Is philanthropy the bridge to work with the state and the school districts and the local businesses and that's basically what Launch Michigan is doing, but get these people together and talk about what they're seeing and what they need, and how do we help our schools spread the word, and how do we help them offer more summer camps or exposure to these careers at a younger age. I do think that there are ways that we could all partner together to enhance